Southern Railroad, New Jersey Transit, and Amtrak. This is an accessible station. The elevator is at the center of the platform. Oh! This man is looking down.
So I feel bad for this lady. Yeah, it's okay for a man to fall down, but for a lady to fall down, it becomes very crazy. People can laugh at you, and you're like, you can't even start. Yeah. So our next video, you're going to see how men chased away two ladies out of their bathroom. Real men, my friend. Real men. Sometimes ladies, I think they don't actually consider the rights for men. Yeah, sometimes when they put a sign like this is for ladies, this is for men, respect that. If you get men who are like this, they are going to push you out and embarrass you in public.
You're 28, right?
Yes.
When do you want to have kids?
35 maybe.
Well, at 35, 90, from a biological standpoint, at 35 years old, around 90% of your eggs are gone. And your ability to bring a child to term comes down a lot.
I don't think so. Age is a number.
I mean, you can say you don't think so, but realistically speaking, your chances of having a child bringing them to term at 35, that doesn't work often, and it's very expensive.
What I understand with ladies, they want to enjoy life in their early stages. They say any girl below 30, there are very many of them who want to go to clubs to meet more boyfriends, but they forget the whole purpose of life, like is to settle with one man. Yeah, you have to get your man to settle with. When you go around playing around with the whole soccer team, with the whole friend zone thing, and you have sex with everyone, who are you going to settle with? You're going to lose the test, definitely, and you end up even struggling just to have a baby.
I think it's a problem when you love somebody more than you love yourself. That is not loving hard, that is loving toxic. Love hard to me means when you love somebody, you love them all the way. You love their good, you love their bad.
This is a very golden point. Number one, you have to love yourself. Number two, you have to love God. Number three, you can't give out that excess love that you have. Yeah, that's when ladies come in.
In 80 to 90% of the relationships, black women are leaving. You're home wrecking. You're breaking up the relationships. Men stay.
Why do you think women are leaving?
Because you've been sold a Disney fantasy that you should be happy, instead of understanding that you have duty, honor, respect, and you chose to be in a relationship, especially when you decided to make a baby with somebody. You need to stay for more than just yourself. French toast your happiness.
So I should settle?
No, you should. Are you a Christian?
I'm not.
Well, have you been married?
No, I haven't.
You plan on getting married?
I would like to.
What vows do you plan on taking?
I don't want to settle for nothing less.
What vows do you plan on taking?
I plan on...
For better, for worse, sickness and health, the rich and poor, till death do us part. That he said shit about happiness.
So I'm supposed to be miserable?
No, you're supposed to be an adult.
Oh, that one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it. And if you do, just have it in the GC, press X, you faggot.
I don't think men realize that the patriarchy is hurting them too. It was something that my husband didn't realize until pretty recently. And before I get into this more, I have his permission and his consent to talk about this, and he knows I'm talking about it. So how did patriarchy and misogyny totally fuck up my husband's idea of what a good husband was? I talked about it in my previous video, but he thought that him not leaving me when I was sick and dying, him not cheating on me, him not beating me, him not R-wording me, he thought that those things meant that he was a good husband and a good guy. He didn't view those things as the bare minimum. And everybody around him, his family, my family, friends, coworkers, they were all telling him that he was such a good guy and such a nice guy and such a great guy for staying with poor, disgusting, pitiful, disabled me. And he took that to heart. And that sentiment was not just coming from those people, it was coming from me too. I did not ask more of him because I thought I couldn't. How could I possibly ask him for anything more when he had to stay in Maryland with me for a month after brain surgery. And when I dragged him through all of that stress, and when I say dragged, I mean, I thought I was like making him do this and like subjecting him to being with a disabled person. That's the internalized ableism aspect. For the record, I do not feel that way now. I'm obviously very much not of that school of thought anymore. But when you have everyone around you telling you that you're lucky your husband is doing the bare minimum, and that, you know, lesser men would have left you, or like most men would have left you by now, or most men would have left after the first brain surgery, how is that supposed to make you feel? And people telling him that shit and pumping up his ego and giving him pats on the back and throwing him parades for doing the bare minimum really fucked with his head. And so when I finally realized that like I'm allowed to ask for more and like I'm allowed to have a real partner, when I started asking for more, he felt like it was too much. And when I would tell him that there were things that he was doing that were hurtful, he literally could not understand. Because in his head, he's the good guy and he's the nice guy. Everybody tells him he's the good guy and the nice guy. It was like he could not see himself as someone capable of hurting someone. And again, because men aren't allowed to have feelings, he didn't even know how he felt about it. He couldn't even name it. And that is an absolute recipe for disaster. And this is what I mean when I say misogyny and patriarchy hurts men too. There are millions of men who cannot effectively name an emotion, deal with an emotion, or even look at themselves because no one has ever asked them to. And they fight tooth and nail when somebody pushes them a little bit. I don't hate men. And I happen to love the one I have, which is why I'm talking about this and why he and I are working on this. And a lot of men won't put that effort in, which is sad.
Let me know in the comments what you think about what she's saying. But personally, I think she's going through a lot of things with the husband, with the boyfriend, that they have to actually solve together. This goes also to other people. It's good to resolve things, say to them, don't run from a relationship. Yeah, ladies are very good at this. The moment they're accused of something, when they do something wrong, they want to put the blame on the husband and leave the husband to actually take the blame by himself, even when he's correct. Yeah. So, my friends, comment, let's chat together, support the video by liking and subscribing if you're new in the channel. Thank you so much. See you next time.